Yo, what's going on, guys? RJ the Truth here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the subject of meditation and my experience so far. So, as I told you guys in the past videos, my journey started on June 1st, 2016, and that's where basically everything began. And of course, for meditation in itself, I was skeptical, just like everyone else, just like everybody else, for something that is out of your realm of experience. So, what I decided to do and what I actually stuck to up until this very day, every single morning, I would take at least 15 to 20 minutes out of my day. And my way of meditation is rather simple, or people can call it old school. There's many different forms of meditation, but I prefer the very simple fundamental meditation where you're simply closing your eyes and you just be. And when I say just be, you close your eyes and allow everything going on within you to simply flow. And you remain grounded as the witness, the observer, as consciousness that is aware of everything going on. You remain there. And when I first started meditation, I thought that was necessarily doing something. But as I've grown over these past 2 years, as I've gained so much knowledge, as I learned so much more about myself and what all is, I learned that meditation isn't necessarily doing anything. But I feel that the best way I can explain it as simply as possible is that we are meditation. Rather, you are it. So what I mean by that is when you're meditating, you're just being. You're not really doing anything. It's nothing to do. You just remain as you are. It's literally effortless. But of course, I feel we become so conditioned as a society to feel that we need to give so much force. We need to try to force things so much. We feel that it's 150 steps to get to something, when meditation is it's simpler than simple, really. All you have to do is simply watch what's going on within you. And over the past 2 years, something so simple, I never realized, or I never really okay, you can say I underestimated the amount of good that simply being can do for an individual. And I want to talk about the benefits. Now, of course, when we talk about meditation, a really good combination with it would be semen retention, as we spoke about in the last videos. Now, I don't want to bring that topic on, but it's important to realize that your meditation experience is a lot more potent when you are an individual mastering your sexual energy, because that's your source. That is what brings you in alignment with the rest of the universe as you keep increasing your frequency to be at your natural state. Because being at a high frequency is the states that we were meant to be in. So I would say from June 1st, 2016, I decided every morning I would take 15 to 20 minutes out of my day. I would wake up, close my eyes, and simply be. Just be. So my way of meditation is very simple. There are many forms of meditation. Many different ones. Me, I'm very simple. I simply close my eyes and I stay grounded in who I am as consciousness, the observer, the witness of everything going on within this vessel that I have. And through meditation, as far as the benefits, you have a lot of individuals who are unstable internally. And due to the society and all of these how-tos and all of these steps and how to do this, to do that, and honestly, it's so simple. Life is a paradox in a way where, to be honest with you guys, if you talk to the next person, you ask them what goes on in their mind, they will tell you that they like their minds are chaotic. They are always thinking and or they always have these negative thoughts, and they will tell you that they just want it to go away, or they can't control it. But I feel that life through meditation, I realized that life is a giant paradox in a sense, where to to control your thoughts, quote unquote control your thoughts, is to not control them. To be real with you guys, inside of me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, it's very quiet now. And for it to be so, because before meditation, before I started my journey back in 2016, June 1st, it was chaotic, very chaotic. It was always something going on inside of me, in my head, always just a bunch of nonsense. And I thought, just like everyone else, that the key was trying to force things, force things away, to give effort and take all these steps. And to be honest, it never works. Because let me ask you guys a question. If trying to force things to work was the solution, wouldn't everybody be happy by now? Wouldn't every single individual be as happy as they can possibly be and blissful? And that's not the case. People are doing so many things to try to force things to work, and it doesn't work. You have so many people stressed out, unstable, in chaotic states at the moment. Their internal realms are very chaotic. But I've learned through meditation that to have peace, to have clarity, for my internal realm to be as quiet as it is now, I had to allow things to flow. And that is the whole purpose of meditation. To simply watch everything going on within you. Don't suppress it and don't identify with it. And it's simpler than simple because, like I said before, you're not doing anything. Because you were born as the destination. There's nowhere to go to if you were born the destination. You are it. People say that they are trying to run or chase enlightenment when you are enlightenment itself. You are it. We have always been it as far as consciousness, the divine, the universe, God, the witness, the master of everything that's going on within this experience, whether it's external from us or it's something going on within ourselves. We are the witness of all of it. So I would say the clarity is beautiful for it to be so quiet internally within myself. And the answer being so simple. It's so simple. To control, to have control, is to not control. To trust in this process. And I think that's a really important word when it comes to meditation. Trust. Trust, I think, is a very, very important word. And I'm going to get back on that. But as far as other benefits for meditation, mental clarity, the inner peace, and I can't stress this enough, the experience of meditation, it's not as potent without the male or female mastering their energies, their sexual energy. I'm saying not to release too often, or give away your life force too often, because this is about reconnecting with yourself. I would say the mental clarity, and also I would say another benefit would be able to see everything in a third person perspective. So basically, since you're once you meditate long enough, you'll be able to easily assess the emotions and thoughts going on within you. So if I'm ever in a situation where it's a lot of emotions or a lot of thoughts going on in the present moment, or an intense situation, since I've been meditating for so long, even the inside of my emotions and thoughts feel as much as outside as everything else. And if I can put this into the right words, is back in the past, and just like a lot of people these days, they tend to identify with their thoughts and emotions, when the reality is that you are not your thoughts or emotions. Whether you see it scientifically or spiritually, you can never be anything that you can observe or accumulate. It is impossible. You can never be what comes and goes. So when I when I have these sensations, I'm able to see it with an unbiased state, naturally. I don't try to do it because I understand it through understanding. You just need to get the hang of understanding. It's no doing. You have to understand the process of what's going on within you. So when I have thoughts or emotions, no matter how intense or unpleasant they may be, I still stay in my place as the witness, as the observer, as consciousness, as the master that is watching everything. So basically, it's looking at the emotions or thoughts in the third person perspective, as if I'm watching from a balcony and below me is my thoughts or emotions. And then I would assess the situation. Basically, within myself, I'm saying, okay, it's a lot of things going on right now. And what's important now is making sure that I'm making the most rational and best decision for myself. So this benefit would be, since I have so much clarity and peace, and I'm back to my resting place, you can say, as consciousness, then no matter what thoughts or emotions arises, I know that these thoughts or emotions are not me. So I can still always make the best decisions, and I'm always in control, full of clarity, peace. And it's funny because when I first started, it's not always pleasant, guys. And I'm gonna be real. It's not always a pleasant experience. It's not supposed to be. That's not life. People have the impression that when you're meditating, you're going to always feel happy and blissful. That's not the case at all. You're still going to be a human being. You're still living life. You still have pleasant and unpleasant emotions. You still have good and bad times. But now, if you meditate long enough and you understand, no matter what you are witnessing as the witness, there is a distance. So you need to ask yourself, who am I that is witnessing everything? Who am I that is witnessing every thought, every emotion, every sensation, every experience? And then when you start to meditate long enough, you understand that things get quiet. There's nothing. So if you put everything to the side, put thoughts to the side because they come and go. Put emotions to the side because they come and go. Put sensations to the side, they come and go. Thoughts, emotions, sensations. So when you put everything to the side that you are observing or accumulating, because remember, whether it's scientifically or spiritually, you cannot ever be anything that you can observe or accumulate. So if you put these three things to the side, even experiences as well, because experiences are also observed, put that to the side. So then, stay in the place that has all of that to the side and ask yourself, what is it exactly? When you put everything to the side, what is it? And a lot of people would say that it's nothing, right? And as I've been meditating along these 2 years, I've realized that this quote unquote quietness, it's a lot more to this quietness than we realize, because we have man-made languages, but man-made languages are just noises that we make to understand each other. But when you put that to the side as well, and it's just this isness, this being that we are, it's quiet. There are no words, no thoughts, no emotions, no sensations, no experiences to think about. It's just pure awareness, pure consciousness, the witness of everything. It's no language, but yet to me, it's the most potent language in the universe. And if you realize something, when you think of consciousness, consciousness is literally the universe itself, everything. When you look around and you see people these days, whether they are high frequency, intelligent, great individuals, or you may come across the worst individual in this entire planet, all of them are conscious. All of them are consciousness. They are awareness. All of them have consciousness to be the witness of what's going on. That includes good people, and I can't say good or bad people because that's subjective, but that everyone, all people, animals, because animals have consciousness too, because they are witnessing what's going on within them. Consciousness is even in nature, because let's say even flowers, for example, even though they don't have eyes to see, they are alive, very well alive, and they are conscious of what's going on. And remember, consciousness doesn't have to necessarily do with what's being seen through a human being's eyeballs, rather through touch, through sensations. And plants can, in fact, feel. That's why they are alive, just like the trees are alive, just like nature is alive, just like the universe itself. All is awareness, consciousness. All is it. And that's how, as I've been meditating, things have been piecing itself together, like slowly but surely. And it's been a very slow and steady process, but every day is building. Every day is building to the point where like every couple of months I would meditate and then come with epiphanies of what is going on. And I believe this is a couple of months into meditation, going on to 2017, where I thought about this subject of consciousness, where no matter if it's a human being, an animal, the nature itself, all of it has a similarity of presence and consciousness. All of it. All of it. Sorry about that sudden moment of silence, because it just felt necessary in the moment. But meditation is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and meditation is, to me, a guru in itself. When you see these gurus, because I've listened to Sadhguru, I've listened to Muji, I listened to Papaji, I listened to Osho, many gurus and philosophers along these 2 years to learn as much as possible to improve my own perspective. And I've realized that they are all saying the same thing in different, unique ways, for them being their own unique flavor of the divine consciousness, the universe, where through this experience of meditation, I realized that there is nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, and it's nothing to be who we are. And once you understand who you are, the witness of everything as consciousness, you things will naturally fall into place through understanding. And it's important to realize through meditation, you're not doing anything. It's through experience and understanding. And you start to understand who you are. And I wish I could make a graph for you guys. All right, let's say this, and I think a really good analogy that I said earlier is basically how things are for me now. Imagine this: 2 years ago, before I started this journey, I was in the streets, and I was always in conflict. I was always combating, and I was always identifying with my thoughts or emotions, which was very chaotic. And fast forward 2 years now, after 2 years of meditation, I'm now on the balcony observing these thoughts and emotions that comes and goes. So when you understand that you are the witness and you are not these sensations that come and go, it feels like a gear starts shifting naturally that probably didn't shift since I was a child. And when you understand that you are the witness, the observer, you are consciousness, and you remain in this state, it's always the same. It never changes. It's always still. It just is. And the only way to truly understand it, and it's kind of frustrating when I'm trying to explain it to you guys now, because words aren't enough. It's not by doing, it's not by effort, because you are consciousness naturally. You've always been it. But that's what we call an awakening. You are awakening, your eyes are opening to the truth of what always was. Wake up. Wake up. This is it. You are that. And the thing is, we have so many flavors of each other, so many other people that are rather asleep. And it's unfortunate, because we are in a society where this knowledge isn't given to us. The seed isn't planted at a young age to understand this, to be able to excel at a much faster rate. But it's important that you guys are here now to understand that as the observer of everything, it just is. And you've always been it. You've always been the awareness of everything, but Unfortunately, if you are put into society and no one's telling you this, of course you're going to identify with emotions and thoughts like everyone else, because you see people around you that are chaotic and constantly identifying with it. Now, of course, it's important to understand that being a human being, emotions and thoughts are very important. It's an important part of this experience, but it's important also, most truly important, to know who you are as the witness of everything going on within you. So, with all that being said, guys, how does it feel, if I can put it in the most simple terms possible for all of you to understand? Once you get back into your place as the witness, it feels, I don't think there's a word for it, honestly, guys. It really isn't. The best thing I can tell you truly is to do meditation for a long time. And hopefully you guys that are subscribed that do nofap and semen retention as well, fuse it with meditation, because that is really going to heighten the experience, because your frequency is already improving. So having these epiphanies and these realizations are going to come a lot more quicker. Your experiences are going to be a lot more potent too. And through understanding and experience, you realize you are the witness of everything. So like for now, for me, when I go throughout life and I still have goals, I still have things I wish to do, just like I wanted to make this video, just like I wanted to explain or express my experiences with you guys. As the witness, as consciousness, things are just naturally unfolding out of me. Whether things like I thought throughout life, you had to forcefully do things, you had to give effort to make something happen. And in a sense, you are giving an effort. But once you get back in tune with who you are as the awareness, as consciousness, things flow so much better throughout life. Like once you get reconnected with the source and you awaken to what not only who you are, but what all is as consciousness, as the witness. I would say the best analogy, it feels like in the past, 2 years ago, before this journey, I felt like I was flowing like sticky mud. And now I'm flowing like water. I'm flowing like water. Like everything that I do throughout life is a lot more smoother. Because all that I really have is the intent of what I want to do. I go from there and life happens. Life happens. I feel like things are, it's like a unique divine energy where I have the intentions, and when I'm in the present moment, because you're always in the present moment once you are in the state of consciousness, because you're not doing anything, because you don't need to plan things out. And like I said before, trust is a very important word, because you are trusting in something that the mind doesn't truly understand. But you're trusting in the process of what's going on as you start to understand who you are. So if I'm out and about and I'm doing something, things naturally come out of me in the present moment, where sometimes I would say things that I never thought I would say. Really enlightening things to people that can help them in their lives. And I don't think about it. It just simply happens. And yeah, it's a lot to talk about, but I'm just doing my best to try to sum things up for you guys. And after this experience of meditation, after 2 years, I would say how I see life, how I see people, quote unquote, because and when I see you, if I was talking to you, for example, typically others see them as a person talking to another person. Rather, for me now, when I talk to people, all I see is reflections of myself. I feel that all of us are simply the expression of the divine itself, of God, of the universe itself. And through meditation, through this journey, through experiences, I've learned to trust in this process of awakening to what is. Trust is such an important word because with the ego that we have, we feel that we can take care of ourselves better than the universe that created us can. So imagine me, just like many of you around the world and everyone else. You know, we get so used to thinking that we need to do things ourselves, or we need to forcefully do things. You know, with the ego, the idea of what I think that I used to be, it's hard to throw that away, because with the ego, it's a scary thing, honestly. It really is. The spiritual path, it is worth the road, it's worth the effort, it's worth it's worth all of it. It's worth the time, the effort, the energy that you put into it. But to get to that destination, and it's rough. It can be rough. It's rough. It can definitely be rough, because during this journey these past 2 years, it's not all pleasant. And like I said before, guys, that's not what it's about. It's not about feeling good all the time, because in life you're not going to feel good all the time. But the key is meditation. Through your spiritual journey, you understand who you truly are, the witness of all the pleasant and unpleasant. So even in times like right now, I feel pretty blissful. I feel good. I woke up feeling amazing. But not even the good, not even the blissful, not even the pleasant moments are identified with, because people can get trapped with that, because they get caught in the spiritual path where they get good experiences and then they want to feel good all the time. Then you trap yourself, because then you're building desire. Rather, in the place of consciousness, whether I feel good or bad, I don't touch it. There's nothing to grab. All I am is the witness, and I appreciate all that is happening in this experience. Because whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, I think it's all beautiful. All of it is part of the growth. All of it is part of the experience of life. Yeah. I'm just thinking to myself, what else is there that I wish to talk about? But to really sum things up, guys, I would say the mental clarity, the quietness, and like I said before, it's the quietness I can't really put into words properly, because the best way I can really explain it to you is that you need to experience it for yourself. Because once you put everything to the side and you just stay in your place as the witness, it is quote unquote quiet, but that's just a man-made language. You're filled with something else, something fresh, and it's not new, because as we said before, the minute you were born into this world, you were always consciousness. So it's not new, but it's always fresh. So the best way I can explain it is, once you are really in tune with who you are as the witness, you're always in the present moment. I'll give you a prime example. So if you are, let's say, in a jungle and you see a poisonous snake, you don't look at the snake, think about what you're going to do, think about what could possibly happen, all the different scenarios, pick the best action, and then make a decision. That's not how it works. Because if you see a poisonous snake, you take action in that very moment. That's it. You see something and you respond in that present moment. So you know how intense that is? So let's not think about a poisonous snake or danger or anything intense like that, but being in that present moment, that's what it feels like. You're always present. It's always fresh. And I don't know what I'm going to say. That's why it's so spontaneous, and I feel like a kid again as well. It's fresh. It's fresh. I don't know what I'm going to say next. I just say it. And that's a beautiful thing, because now you're not holding yourself hostage to an idea or an identity or how you think things should be. Life is life. Things happen. And whatever unfolds, that's why I said before, the most important word, if I can tell you guys out of anything, the most important word is trust. To trust in this, to be grounded in your place of consciousness, as the witnesses, as the observer, as the universe, as God that you are. You are the destination. You are it. You are it. But no matter how many words I tell you, no matter how many gurus you listen to, no matter how many philosophers you listen to, all of them are giving you words of guidance. But ultimately, you have to experience this for yourself. That's why I tell you guys, when you put thoughts, emotions, sensations, experiences, everything that you, the witnesses, is observing, when you put all of it to the side, and you are in this present moment, this isness, this quietness, that's what I've been feeling and being in for the past 2 years. And I can tell you now, after 2 years, it's still hard to express in words. Because the best I can tell you, you have to meditate, master your energies, take care of your mind, body, and spirit. Meditate. It doesn't have to be necessarily the morning. It can be any time that you want for yourself. But you need to experience it, guys. You will awaken not by doing, not by effort, because there's nothing to do, because you already are it. Rather, you just need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. You just need to be as you are. And to be is absolutely effortless. It's just that with the ego, we're so used to trying to do things and force things. But as consciousness, as the witness that we have always been effortlessly, that's the purpose of meditating. You are being. And if you are God, if you are the universe, if you are the witness, if you are the ultimate being as you always have been, what is there to do except watch and witness? What is there to do besides just watching? What if I told you the simple answer to most of everything in life when it comes to your emotions and sensations? What if all you had to do was just watch it? Just see it for what it is. To get knowledge out of what sensations are coming out from within you. To be able to use it to continue growing as the unique flavor of consciousness that you are. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to force, because as you can see throughout society, it's not working. It doesn't work. So all you have to do, guys, is watch. That's what meditation is. It's not doing. You're getting back in tune. Meditation in itself is a guru to guide you to awaken what you've always been, what all is. All is it. You are it. But you need to understand this for yourself. You got to experience it for yourself. And that's it. That's all I got to say for now. And if you guys have any questions, please ask in the comment section below. Meditation is a beautiful thing. To simply be with yourself. To understand. To experience. To be in the present moment. And it's effortless, but it's something, it's so easy that with the ego, with the idea that you're clinging to, which is also something that you are aware of, because you can't be an idea, because you as the witness is aware of the idea that you're clinging to. It's deep. It's deep. It's deep. Because that's observed too. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. And I am out. I'm about to enjoy the rest of my day. You guys, please take care of yourselves. Be safe. Stay true. And peace.